squeaky. Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of our SWE Universe Mode. We are back for our next episode of Throwdown. What we've got planned for you tonight? Some big stuff actually tonight, including a couple of new people wrestling that we've not seen so far in this season, as well as a tag team number one contendership match, which we'll get straight into now. And here is that tag team match. Then it is going to be the Club, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Not really done a tremendous amount so far in SWE, I must admit. They've not really come to the forefront like I was hoping they would do, like tag team championships and so forth. But they've got an opportunity here this evening as they take on War Machine. And of course, the winner of this one will go on to face off against American Alpha at our next pay-per-view for the tag team championships. However, I'm getting a bit peed off recently with tag team matches, so this is not just any standard tag team match. This is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, a tag team tables match. I thought I'd try something else out, you know. I was getting peed off with the dodgy standard tag team matches that always seem to end in dodgy ways, so I thought we'd go for something a little bit different. Now, I only realised earlier, and I must have known this already, but you can do six-man tag table matches and so forth, and I think a Tornado six-man tag table match might actually be a match that we could utilise on normal shows, so I might have to have a look at that, and if it does work, we could potentially start looking at doing six-man tag matches and so forth. Standard ones just don't seem to work really well, because basically the AI is absolutely stupid in every single sense of the fashion. And here we go then, Hansen on the right, Raymond Rowe on the left. I think Rowe looks pretty good, but I'm still not over sure on the Hansen core. It's just the face looks a little bit ropey to me, but it might be right for all I know, to be honest. I've said before, my opinions of what people look like are generally not very good, to be completely honest with you. But it's a big match then for both teams. War Machine... No, War Machine never hold a tag team championship either. The tag team championship seems to be the one belts that seems to be able to defend it quite well. Some of the other ones don't seem to be able to defend it, and they tend to be a lot of the other championships sort of act like hot potatoes, like being passed around quite a lot. But the tag team championship, if you look at Octane for example, didn't the same people hold the belt? No, it was Throwdown, wasn't it? The same team held the belt the whole way through Throwdown up until the very last episode. So it was a big one for them, and I think the Hardy Boys over on Mayhem were very much the same as well. They held the belts for an incredibly long time, as did Time Splitters on Octane. They held the belts for a long time as well on Octane. So it's yeah, tag team championship's the one that seems to be defended the most. So yeah, this is table Tornado. I don't think it's elimination. I think it's literally first through the table losers. So it might be a much smoother match type for us. That might mean we end up doing more of these sort of matches. We'll have to just try stuff out basically, see what works. Now, last year Tornado didn't really work much better because the II was a little bit screwed, wasn't it? But maybe this year they might have fixed it, you never know. So Carl Anderson, the first man to see the grabber table. Leaving Luke Gallows dominating Raymond Rowe in the middle here. Hansen was grounded. Now Hansen's back up to his feet and Luke Gallows has a hold of the table. And the Club are in control here. But it's a bit messy in the ring. I can't imagine what it would be like with two teams in it, to be honest. And they just literally threw one member of War Machine into the other on the table. Don't know how quick this match will be. It might end up being really short for all I know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? These sort of gimmick matches, they can last really well. They can be really, really quickly. It's difficult to tell half the time. Nice fisherman suplex there by Raymond Rowe on Luke Gallows. So when's this being uploaded anyway? Ah, so it's Tuesday today, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Wow, it's not far away now, is it, till Christmas? Bloody hell. We've got a lot of special episodes built up for you over Christmas. I do plan on uploading a special episode on Christmas Day. Not quite sure what is going to be on that show, to be honest. It literally, I think, is just going to be a case of having a show on Christmas Day. We're also going to have a special on the Sunday, so Christmas Eve. And we've actually got a special on Christmas Eve. We've got a special on Christmas Day. and we've got the Adrenaline pay-per-view on Boxing Day. So we've got a hell of a lot of content coming for you over those 3 days. You can imagine the way you can tell what I'm going to be doing. Well, actually, I'm not. As I say, you can tell what I'm going to be doing when I'm off work, but I'm actually away over Christmas. I'm going to France. So I will not be in the country. So I'm actually having to record a lot of stuff up front. And I'm looking at my schedule now, really panicking that I'm not going to get it all done. But I'm hopefully going to be able to get it all done. I may be slightly overestimating myself, to be honest, but there you go. Nice back sent on there by Karl Anderson as Luke Gallows taking Hansen up on the outside into a fall away slam. Karl Anderson now willing Raymond Rowe back up to his feet. Went for the drop kick, but Rowe managed to slap it out the way. And this seems to be the best chance at the moment, is the Rowe and Anderson combination in the ring, running drop kick. I am the table. Anderson now looks to be thinking about bringing the second table. He does bring the second table in, which means that it's very much primarily between himself now and Raymond Rowe. Hansen and Luke Gallows don't have a table on the outside, which is probably, well, if Karl Anderson's in control, it's a good idea. Chop there by Anderson. Rowe falling away from the corner. And like I said, both these teams never held gold before in SWE, and I'm a bit surprised because both of them are very, very effective teams, and I thought they might be able to pull that off, but so far it's not quite been the case for them. Especially Anderson and Gallows. I expected better from them, to be honest. Nice gut wrench there from Raymond Rowe. Taking Anderson down. Ooh, okay. That's alright. I just swept the corner of my eye restarting, and I looked across, and it wasn't my recording computer. Thankfully, it was my other computer. My editing computer is now restarting. I'll tell you what, I've had that before. I'm halfway through an episode, and my PC decides to restart for updates, and oh, I'm not happy when that happens. Because if my computer crashes partway through a video, it doesn't save what I've already done, so I have to start the entire show from the beginning. Which is incredibly frustrating. And I think I've just spent, before I record this episode, I've just spent an hour taking my PlayStation apart, and I've literally pulled what is a full ball, a handful size ball of dust out of it, and now it doesn't constantly go screaming with the fan on all the time, which is very good. If you have got a PlayStation or Xbox and it is starting to make a lot of noise, that probably is something you want to have a look at, because it can overheat, and I've had it in the past. I once had a PC, and it kept switching itself off, and I didn't know why, so I kept putting it back on again. And it turned out that the fan was so blocked up with dust, it wasn't running the... Oh, coast to coast by Hansen. Yeah, and it can actually melt your processor in your computer, so if it is making a lot of noise, then do check it out, otherwise you could end up being cost a lot of money. Right, so remember, it's Raymond Rowe in control of Luke Gallows in the centre of the ring. The table is still set up there. There is a table on the outside now for Karl Anderson and Hansen, should they want to go for it on the outside. But Raymond Rowe in control of Luke Gallows. Slamming the head of Gallows off the table. And Rowe is trying his best here, but does he have enough to... again, just slamming the face of Luke Gallows off the table. Obviously, what it is before you get far enough... Oh, here we go. Now Raymond Rowe is putting Gallows up on the table. Arm breaker, another arm breaker. So before you've done enough damage, it won't actually physically allow you to go for the through the table maneuver. So it looks like Rowe is not quite there, but it means for some reason he just continues doing those sort of assaults. And oh, nice DDT there by Luke Gallows on Raymond Rowe in the middle of the ring. So of course, remember, there is a match against American Alpha in this one for the winner, which is a match that they both want. You can tell that they're big fans of the championship. Anyway, those two tables actually have different textures. I didn't notice that before. Is that normal, or is that just looking funny? That, oh, I am the table. Table refusing to break there with that fisherman suplex by Raymond Rowe. Is it a different texture, or is it just the way that the table's angled with the lights? Could just be that, to be honest. See, this gets a mess now because they both... There's no intelligence to say somebody else is in the corner, so don't do it. So they're both trying to throw the opponent into the corner at the same time, and it is causing problems. Nice elbow there by Gallows on Warbeard Hansen now brings him back up to... I wish they did do an elimination. I think that'd be pretty good. But the problem is with elimination again is that there's no sort of like turn-based system in this game at all, is there? So they will just keep attacking for no apparent reason. And you've seen it before when somebody takes somebody out for a big move and then their opponent or their partner comes over and tries to get involved and it like breaks the move. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Oh, nice running knee strike in the corner there. And the club, Gallows and Anderson, really doing the damage there to Hansen while they had the opportunity alone. Rowe back in the ring and Anderson sends him once again into the corner. Oh, but Rowe fighting back now. And Rowe sending Anderson into the table. And I don't think Gallows has noticed as Gallows just choke slams Hansen. And it looks like Gallows is going to move the table. And I don't think Anderson was too happy with that because Anderson was just taking Rowe towards it. Why, Gallows? Why would you move it from one corner to the other? What is the purpose behind that? Is it just a line up properly for the hard cam? Is that what it is? Gallows now sending Hansen into the corner. Oh, this could be interesting. Then Gallows taking Hansen up. Power bombs through the table in the corner. And we have a victor in this match. And it is the club that will go on to face off against American Alpha at our pay-per-view for the Tag Team Championships. That wasn't the right tune, was it? What's the Final Fantasy tune again? That's Final Fantasy. Interesting match. I quite enjoyed it. I think the table match does work a bit better, in fairness, than a standard tag team match. But you can't make every single match a table match, obviously, can you? That wouldn't look very realistic, would it? So we'll use them more, I think, because it is a much better style of tag team match. But I think we'll have to sort of balance it out a bit. I don't mind having a few tag team matches in there, but at the moment they're not working too well. They just got really poor intelligence, like I said before. And here's our next match of the evening. It's going to be a little bit of women's action as we see Kairi Sane taking on Shayna Baszler. Of course, Baszler now officially signed by WWE as well. Made her debut in NXT a couple of weeks back, I believe. And now here she is making her first appearance for SWE as well. Am I slurring my words, or is it just me? It's not even that late. I've not had that much to drink. We only had a couple of bottles of beer. Couple of bottles of beer on the wall. Couple bottles of beer. And here's Kairi Sane, of course, the Pirate Princess. I must admit, I've not really watched any NXT since the last pay-per-view. I generally bulk watch it just before the takeover, which I'm assuming the next takeover is not going to be until Royal Rumble weekend, I would imagine. And it looks like they're building up. It looks like actually building up to this match being at NXT takeover, which means we're probably going to end up with 2 women's matches on the same card. And it'd be interesting to see whether they go for a longer NXT takeover. I think they could pull it off, to be honest, with 2 women's matches, the women's championship match and Sane versus Baszler, or Sane. Sorry, I keep calling her Sane. Sane versus Baszler. It's because I've said before, but I watch the football in England, and there is a player who plays for Manchester City. His name's spelt the same, and his name is pronounced Sane. That's how I keep getting it from. I'm not 100% sure on this Baszler. I know it's obviously a face scan because you can see the dodgy line across her forehead. I think it's good. Oh god, they've updated my Windows on my other computer again. I've got another dodgy wallpaper. Well, every time I've not set my own wallpaper, so every time my computer restarts or updates itself, I end up with a dodgy. I've got a picture of a windmill now. That's well manly, isn't it? My nice picture of my windmill. So this should be an interesting one then. Both these ladies desperate for this victory because both haven't done too much in SWE before this, so there's a lot of ranking points up for grabs. I'm just going to have a quick gander at the old rankings now. Although I think I'm going to sneeze pretty soon. Hope you find. Oh, Baszler off in a handshake. Oh, and then catching Sane unawares. I did it again, didn't I? Catching Sane unawares. And taking us straight into that snap suplex. And Baszler getting a good advantage here. Both these ladies in the rankings, right. They're both on 100 points. So it's pretty interesting roster, this one on Throwdown, because literally there is 5, 10, there's 12 ladies on the roster. And 8 of them are on 100 ranking points. And the other 4, well, Alicia Fox, of course, the champion, is way out ahead. Alexa Bliss is not too far behind, but still quite a distance. Then you've got Emma, then Ivory is the only one who's a couple of points ahead. The rest are all on 100, so this is a big match. This would put the winner of this one above Ivory, and the loser would go joint bottom of the rankings. Sane now then taking Baszler up into that sit-out Death Valley driver. A boot in the back as well. Same belly-to-belly suplex, released it halfway through as well. I think this is another one of those cores where it looks good. The attire's spot on. I think the face is pretty good. The hair's pretty good. I think it's just down to the fact that you've not really got the correct mannerisms and so forth. But since both of these ladies have started out of NXT, I would imagine they're both going to get scanned ready for 2K19. Yep, you heard that right. 2 months into the release of 2K18, and I'm already talking about the next game. Well, I was on release day, wasn't I? Sane now dropping a boot right in the gut. And of course, rest of the matches here this evening. After this one, we're going to see Rusev versus the All-American Lex Luger. We've got a massive match for you. You've got Kurt Angle versus Kazuchika Okada live here on Octane tonight. And your main event is going to be a... it's going to be a repeat, that's what I'm thinking of last week, as we are going to see once again John Cena taking on Jinder Mahal one-on-one. Of course, Cena won last week against the United States Champion. Mahal wants retribution, demanded a rematch, and that's what he's going to get. Here to Cena, and there's that big elbow drop by Kairi Sane. There's the pin. Referee very slow down, but 1, 2, and no. Baszler kicked out. Baszler now tripping Sane over. Boot in the gut. And looking for that reverse. Oh, it's a backbreaker into a neckbreaker combination. Is that the lethal it's not a lethal the lethal combination. I can't talk. I think I'm talking too quickly. That's the problem. Let's have some cider. That helps. Then my voice go funny. Baszler now looking for the gut wrench, hoisting Kairi Sane up into a gut wrench, keeps the grip, rolls the hip, looking for a second. And hits it. Keeps the grip, rolls the hip, rolls her through, looking for the third. And there it is, the third gut wrench suplex, the trifecta. Now just bringing Sane back up to her feet, but then into a reverse DDT. And Baszler is in firm control of Kairi Sane here. Brings her back up to her feet. And do we have a number 1 contendership? We've got the women's number 1 contendership will be organised next week. Next week we will have a match between Alexa Bliss and Peyton Royce. Oh, referee, you're so slow. 1, 2, no. Rolled through. 1, 2, no. Yeah, next week we've got Alexa Bliss versus Peyton Royce. And the winner of that one will go on to face off against Alexa Bliss at the pay-per-view. Ah, here we go. Sleep hold locked in. Is Sane going to tap? Is Sane going to pass out? She does tap. There we go. Shayna Baszler with a victory. Victory! Victory for Shayna Baszler. That's a big win that is for her. Get to the ranking point she needs. Moves up the rankings ever so slightly. Gets ahead of everyone else that's on the 100-point mark. And she survived that big elbow drop. God knows how I thought that was it. Maybe it's because the referee got down so bloody slow. You know, I'm not moaning about it, you know. I'm not moaning about it, but he's bloody terrible. He's sacked. But I'm not moaning about it, you know. But he's bloody awful. There we go, Sane. This when she went for the powerbomb, but Baszler rolled it through into that roll-up. It probably was enough for a free again. The referee was... I don't know why referees are so slow. The referees literally know what's going to happen before it happens on this game. So why are they always so out of position? And so slow to get down that... Oh, God, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. So a massive, massive, massive win there for Shayna Baszler. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be Lex Luger taking on Rusev. Rusev Pachka. Rusev Vidria. Yep. That's my impression of Rusev. Rusev is completely different. Don't Google that. It'd be some sort of wrestling porn hybrid. Rusev. The total package, Lex Luger then rocking the old American attire. I like this attire actually. And this should be another one of our... Basically what I built the roster to do, essentially. It's anti-American versus all-American. I still am sure at some point that Rusev is going to make a face turn. Although I do quite like the idea of the Rusev Aiden English combination at the moment. I think that's pretty cool. It's good. I think Aiden English has actually got a lot more effective since Simon Gotch left. I think Gotch was actually holding English back, to be fair. And here we go, Rusev. I could have put Lana in, I suppose, but I completely forgot, to be honest. That's a bugger, isn't it? Yeah, Rusev is, in my opinion, one of the unsung heroes of WWE at this point in time. He's someone that I believe should be a world champion at some point. He's been going for it himself. He's been saying he should be world champion. And I completely agree with him. I really think that he is a top-class wrestler. He has a very effective... And as I said, I think he's got the potential to be a really, really good face at some point as well. He's just got... He's sort of mastered that comedy timing as well. And he is a genuinely very nice guy by the looks of it as well. You see him on things that I don't watch Total Divas, but I see little clips on Twitter and so forth that people put on. And he seems like a nice enough guy. I know it's very difficult to tell, isn't it, really, in these situations, but there you go. The bell goes and we are underway. So Rusev and Luger. Now let's have a look at the rankings with these two guys as well. Now I seem to remember, before I even get onto the rankings, that Luger had an immense time over on Mayhem on Season 2, didn't he? And that has left to Lex Luger being on... Where is the Lex Express? Oh, where is Lex Luger? No, he's got to be higher than that, surely. Where is he? Find Luger. According to this, Lex Luger's on 100 points. That can't be right. He was on loads of points, unless he's lost a few since he got here. I don't think that's right. I think Lex Luger's on more than 100. But then again, that's what he's on the rankings as, and I've got no way of knowing what he should be on. And Rusev's also on 100 points, so one of these two guys is going to be on 105 at the end of this. The other one's going to be on 95. One of them is going to overtake quite a lot of people and join Jeff Cobb on 105. And one of them's going to drop under quite a lot of people and join the likes of Kurt Hawkins, Keith Lee, Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, Perry Saturn, R-Truth, Shelton Benjamin, and Ty Dillinger down 95 points. Luger now bringing Rusev back up to his feet. But Rusev catched him with the jawbreaker. A boot in the chest, another big boot in the chest by Rusev, and another boot in the knee this time. Rusev now, a big stamp in the face of Lex Luger. Again, bringing Luger back up to his feet. Into the barricade now. And of course, it does end up a double count out. Nobody will gain anything from this. I think he's getting. Did we go for a draw? No, I've not actually... Yeah, I've not written anything down for a draw, but I'm going to assume that a draw should just be what it is, to be honest. I think if you draw, you end up on the same amount of points. If you win by count-out, you only get 3 points, or you win by DQ, you only get 3 points. Rusev now bringing Luger back up to his feet. There's a big right hand. Now getting them back into the German suplex, folding Luger in half. Rusev once again bringing Luger back up to his feet. Caught with a stiff right hand. And Rusev taking him down and dropping an elbow right in the shoulder of Luger as well. Luger, big right hand in the gut now of Rusev. And follows up with a big running SDO. Before... Oh, if it was going to go for the accolade then, that would have been real P-take, wouldn't it? If Luger locked in Rusev's own finishing maneuver on himself. So Rusev did the clever thing here, just get around the other side of the ropes, knows he can't be pinned over there. But now Luger's back up and... Oh, okay. Maybe that wasn't the wisest idea as Rusev then, as he just made himself a massive target to be speared off the apron right into the barricade, onto that thin floor matting. I've said this before, that floor matting is only an inch thick if that. It is not going to protect you from banging onto that ground at full pelt. And of course those barricades are steel as well. But Rusev running knee strike in the spine of Luger. And this could end up double count. I don't think it's going to... I think they have got the intelligence now. There we go. Rusev showing great intelligence to throw Luger back in the ring. To throw Luger back into the ring. Okay. Luger just completely glitched out there to get back up to his feet. But there you go. Define the laws of time and space. Come with us now on a journey through time and space. Now in there we go to the torture rack. Of course, Lex Luger's finisher maneuver, and that's it. Rusev's tapped. Ooh, wow, Rusev tapped out. That is not good. I want to see Rusev do well in this universe mode. I really did, but that is not a good result for him. I would love to get Rusev, you know, over onto Octane. Just thinking about it. He could be a really good part of our European Championship. Ooh, that's not bad, actually. And I do need to take some cores away from Octane, because we are struggling with the amount of people on that roster. We've run out of core slots. Maybe there's a trade I can look at doing, bringing a core over onto Throwdown, then moving Rusev over onto Octane. That'd be a decent idea, actually. I like that. I do like that. We'll have a look then. We will have a look. But there we go. Massive win there for Lex Luger and a loss for Rusev. And here we go then. Here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be Kurt Angle taking on Kazuchika Okada. And as you can see, we finally have a decent Okada. I quite like this Okada, actually. I think the face looks pretty good. I'm quite happy. Let's have a look what it looks like actually in the entrance and the ring, though. That's going to be the main thing. It looks really good, I think, in the actual screenshot there. But I've been caught with this before. People that I think look really good in the screenshot, then I get them into the ring and they look absolutely diabolical. So hopefully this one is going to be looking a little bit better. But of course, first it's going to be Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt did he have an opportunity? He did, yeah. Yeah, because he beat Nakamura on week number 1, didn't he? Yeah, Kurt did have an opportunity at the Throwdown Championship at the last pay-per-view. But unfortunately for him, was on the losing side of that. So he needs to probably pick up a few more victories to really put himself back in that championship picture. He's not going to be this month. Because as I said at the pay-per-view, I have, and I think I mentioned it last week, I have already scheduled the match for our next pay-per-view. The main event of the next pay-per-view is going to be CM Punk defending his Throwdown Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. Yep, that's happening. The hell is that? Oh. So I've just realised there's a wrestling company called... I've not just realised, I know it was already on, like, but... SWE is a wrestling company in the UK already. Southside Wrestling Entertainment, I think it is. I just saw somebody like hashtag SWE, and I'm like, what? Why is Cedric Alexander hashtagging SWE? And it's because Shane Strickland's wrestling in the UK tonight. That's what it is. So this Okada does look pretty good. I think I maybe wouldn't have bothered with the chains, to be honest, because they've actually just put them on as a picture. But I can't moan at it. It looks alright. Face-wise, is looking pretty good. Attire-wise, the coat looks pretty good. They've gone to the effort of making the attire and the entrance as well, which is good. And there we go. Yeah, I don't think I would have bothered with the necklace, to be honest. I know it is what he wears, but I don't know. I don't know. I like it either way. I think this is a good one. I think the face is pretty good. The entrance is pretty good. The attire is pretty good. It'd be interesting to see now just how he acts in the ring. That's going to be the main thing. Will he be able to get a big victory against Kurt Angle? Of course, he had a very difficult time as well in Season 2. Mainly because you put people against these big names and somebody has to lose, don't they? Somebody has to lose and somebody wins. So Okada is on 115 points. He's actually better than I thought he was, to be honest. Kurt Angle's on 125, so at least Okada is in the plus side, which is good. But I feel like we need to try and push him on a little bit and improve him as much as we possibly can. Nice jawbreaker there at Angle with the belly-to-belly suplex on Okada. And of course, don't forget we still have your main event of the evening left for you after this one. A rematch of last week's main event as John Cena takes on Jinder Mahal. Nice kick in the back there by Angle. Angle up into the middle rope. Nice little senton there by Angle. Get a tongue twister there for me. Don't know why. Angle now assaulting the grounded. Carter gets back up to his feet. Angle take him up into a powerbomb. Where did Angle get a jackknife powerbomb from? That's not like him, is it really? That's an interesting new maneuver. Okada now bringing Angle back up. Angle catching Okada with a right hand in the gut. And into a belly-to-belly suplex. Angle now bringing Okada back up, but Okada catching him out with the playing possum, caught him with the uppercut. Now looking for that nice neck breaker. Nice clubbing blows there. Okada bringing Angle back up. Forearm right in the face. Okada now heading up to the middle rope. Nice stiff dropkick, sending Angle halfway across the ring. And I just don't know who I'm pulling for in this one, to be honest. I want to continue pushing Angle. Angle's not amazingly high at the rankings. But then again, Okada's even lower than Angle, so... Well, Angle's actually lower, isn't he? Because Angle... I've not updated this for the pay-per-view. Ah, that's how far I'm behind. I've not updated the pay-per-view rankings yet, which means that Angle's actually 10 points less than what he says he is. So both these guys are on 115. So the winner of this one goes into 120, and the loser drops to 110. Which, for a little bit of reference, whoever gets dropped down to 110 is actually going to be lower in the rankings than Zack Ryder. Okay, I'm going to have to think about that next time. I feel like next time I'm going to have to think about maybe putting Zack Ryder against some of the bigger names to try and weaken him down. As Okada here stalking the grounded Kurt Angle. And straight into that Rainmaker clothesline. Wow. Into the pin. Is this going to be enough? 1, 2. And it is. Okada's got the win over Angle. Wow, there we go. Okada is moving in the right direction. It's been a difficult time for him in SW the last couple of seasons. I feel like quite a lot of people mentioned it last year about he was always the bridesmaid, never the bride. He often got some big matches, got some big opportunities, but was never able to win them. But this could be the start of something special here for Okada. And let's face it, he is somebody I want to have at the top end of the card. Let's be honest. CM Punk, Okada, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kurt Angle, those four there. Maybe throwing Dolph Ziggler into the mix a little bit. Those 4 or 5 there could really have some interesting matches. And there he is. Your victor, Okada. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of this core. I think this is a good one. And maybe not from this angle, but I think earlier on it was definitely a very good Okada. And here is our main event as promised. It is a rematch from last week as Jinder Mahal takes on John Cena. Of course, Jinder Mahal, the United States Champion, lost last week to Cena one-on-one. and has demanded a rematch. He wants an opportunity to show what he can do. And Cena, oh, Cena's really not wasting any time. Straight in the ring, taking Jinder down. Wow, where's this come from by Cena? Where on earth has that come from Cena? There we go. Jinder now taking Cena up and takes him straight over. Cena, maybe he threw himself into this one a little bit too hard. Cena knows how important this match is. He knows that if he can win a second match here against Jinder Mahal, he's almost not even guaranteed the championship match, but picking up that much momentum over a champion would probably even half make him actually pretty much favourites to win the championship as well on our next pay-per-view. And Jinder knows a big win here would negate partly what happened last week. I think it would still make Cena a very strong contender for the championship, but maybe we'd have to think about it a bit more. Cena with him only one count. Cena once again locking in that head scissors on Jinder Mahal. Jinder currently second in the rankings. No, third in the second. Yeah, second in the rankings. Whereas Cena is about 8th in the rankings. But there's a big gulf in points at this point in time. But of course, if Cena was to go on to the pay-per-view and win the championship, that would very much be changed. Nice elbow drop there by Jinder Mahal, now bringing Cena back up to a seated base and a boot in the back as well. Jinder bringing Cena back up to his feet. Onto the shoulders now, looking for snake eyes there by Jinder on Cena. Straight into the pin, 1. Jinder's legs are really hairy, aren't they? Okay, that was an insight to my mind that really I probably shouldn't have given, but there you go, I've done it now. Cena taking Jinder up into a nice sit-out scoop slam. Big elbows right in the head of Jinder there by Cena. And Cena once again with the elbows once again in the head of Jinder Mahal. Jinder struggling, holding his face there. Cena drops into the pin. 1, 2, no, only 1 count. Wow. Cena continues, more elbows to the head. I think it was quite going for. He's knocking Jinder Mahal silly at this point in time, and now Cena looking for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Of course, when you do have that running sort of attack cutscene at the beginning, I do believe you start with a chunk of momentum, and that's exactly what Cena's had here. And if Cena can pull off an AA here, straight looking for the hard count there, as you see, into the pin. If he can pull this off another victory, this would be massive for Cena. He's only gone and bloody done it. Cena's just demolished Jinder Mahal for the 2nd week in a row. I think this has got championship match written all over it, ladies and gentlemen. And part of me is tempted to make it next week. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should save it for the pay-per-view, but part of me feels like this championship match could happen next week, and then we could have another championship match at the pay-per-view anyway. I like that idea. I do. I think I might do it. I think I might do it, you know. I'll see what happens. Because, of course, I have set this up as a rivalry, which is why we get more cutscenes. So, if the match next week, the game decides it's going to be Jinder versus Cena once again, I will put it up for the United States Championship. If the game decides it's going to be something different, I won't change it just solely on the basis of it giving us a new cutscene, something a little bit different. There we go then, John Cena victorious over Jinder Mahal for the 2nd week running in the main event here of Throwdown. 2 wins in 2 weeks over the United States Champion. Guaranteed #1 contender now, and in my opinion, the heavy favourite to walk away with that United States Championship. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our episode here this evening. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like, and of course, if you're new around here, then hit that subscribe button as well. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in a couple of days' time for our next episode of Adrenaline. Bye. One, two,